Good evening, everybody. I'm putting together another video, and I want to share something with you real quick before I get into my video with all the hair follicles and everything, and the interstitium, which I'll be getting into, and this basement layer skin and all that, which that is. But I want to get into some. I've been really looking at glaciers lately, and the statements that geology's making, and I've been looking at lava and volcanic activity, and I'm going to make a statement right now that geology, when they're coring glaciers and stuff and telling us they're thousands of years old and stuff, is 100% wrong. And I'm showing you why I can make that statement. In 1942, 6 of these P-38 planes right here ran out of fuel and had to land on a glacier in Iceland. The crew got saved a few days later, but they left the planes behind. Since 1983, there's been 13 expeditions trying to find these planes because they're worth a lot of money. Lockheed Martin made them, and they wanted to recover them. They finally found them, and when they found them, they were actually absolutely blown away because in only 50 years, almost 300 feet of ice had built up on top of these planes. 269 feet. They were blown away. They didn't even have a clue how they were going to get them out now. They didn't expect this. And now geology's totally overlooked it. Because what geology's actually looking at when they core things like this is storm events, weather. That's what it is. It's not years. And this proves it because we have an actual time. We know when they landed. We know that they were safe. And we know that they went back, they drilled down. And this is a machine they used to drill down or to melt their way down. It took a month. And here they are. They went down. Here's the hole. They recovered one of the planes and they've restored the plane, and you can go look at the plane. So we know this happened. So we have an actual event in time where we have the planes landing, and we know when the plane was taken out, and it's 50 years, and we know that there was almost 300 feet built up on top of it. Now, geology would tell you each one of those layers are years. Well, no, they're not, and this proves it. Can you imagine if a geology is correct, that at 1,000 years, if they're saying that, then at 1,000 years, it'd be 5,300 feet thick in ice. 6,000 years, 31,800 foot thick glaciers. Almost as tall as Mount Everest. I believe that's 35,000. This is preposterous. And sedimentary layers, of course you're going to get sedimentary layers because you're going to have volcanoes going off and stuff. There's pollutant, dust in the air, and it settles down, and then more ice on top of that, and then they come along and they'll test it and say, oh, it's a million-year old. No, it's not. It got blown there from volcano activity. It's floating in the air. You know, even in my house here, I'm not even around it, but when we get snow, after a few days, there's a dust layer on top of it, and it snows again, and you got a dust layer below another layer of snow. So they're totally wrong, and that's why I make this statement. It's called the Glacier Girl. You can go up here and see where they took this thing out, and it's quite incredible. Here's pictures of it. Here's they brought it home. So we have an actual time that we can take a look at, and we know how much actually built up. All you got to do is do the math. It's that simple. Do the math. But they're recording, they're looking at storm events, weather events. That's what's making these layers, and they're counting them as time. So we're going to move on to the video now. I covered that, and I think I covered it pretty well, thank you. But that's what I'm seeing. So all right, well, let's get my video going, and we'll be looking at some more skin here. Pick up back up on this plateau, and I'm clear on the very top part of this would be this base, or the top part of the skin. And like I said, I got this home. I got to look and study it more. And these are hair follicles. It's so dilapidated and degraded, a lot of this up on the top from erosion. It's hard to tell. But actually, I compared them to the stuff on this other video I have had, and that is what these are. I do have some interstitium mixed in, balls mixed in with it, but not that much, not as much as I thought. So that's what you're going to be seeing, is mainly up towards the top, down in where the more fleshy material would be, and the hair follicles is what you're going to be seeing in this next few clips of video. And then I'm going to move further up north, and I'll do a different video on it. So we'll start right here. Thanks for joining me. Okay, in my last video I showed hair follicles here. These were actually setting up higher. A lot of this stuff's been undercut by the ocean, and then it collapses back down. So these actually were setting up higher, connected to this piece. A lot of this stuff is eroded away, broke away, collapsed, and so that's what you're seeing in my last video. That's why this isn't up higher, as it should be. So I want to clarify that. Now I'll get this video started. Okay, here's a picture of one of the hair follicles that I took, and you can see the serrated lines on here, and I'll show you an actual hair follicle so you can actually see what it looks like. Okay, here's another picture of one of the hair follicles I took down there, and another angle. So you got another angle to see what it looks like. That's a hair follicle. Now I'm going to show you a picture of one. Okay, those are hair follicles with the serrated lines, and the kaolin clay is round, and they're identical to what I just showed you. Here's one magnified close up. The one I showed you is reversed and facing the other direction, but that's what it looks like. These are hairs too, and people standing by them. And you can see the red blood and the black blood. And this is a kaolin clay like I have around mine too, but this is going to be preserved different because of the area it's in. And mine's being preserved with salt water. So yeah, very strange world we're living in. It's not what we thought it was. Alright, we're going to move on. Okay, I'm going to go get up on top of this and see what's on the other side of it. Okay, I'm gonna get up on top now. Yeah, I haven't made it to the top yet. I wish my boots weren't so short top. I'd get over there and take a look at some of this stuff. I got water in between me and it. It's too deep. And that's just stuff that, you know, it probably was in the skin, the layer of skin, like those interstitial, and they just got stuck in that area. There's a lot of it in there. Okay, we're gonna go get up on top of that puppy. Holy cow, there's something going on top here. I'm not sure what. It's collapsed down around this stuff that was more dense. Stay behind and petrified better. A lot more of it here. Yeah, I'm curling. I don't see any segment lines. This might be some of the same stuff. It's really degraded though. I believe that it is what it was. There's those segment lines that started on this one. These were just like I just showed you back down over there, I believe. There would have been more there beside it. In fact, this might be a piece off of it that fell out of there. Thing. Oh man, I was trying to look in some of my biology books last night, and they just don't have. I can't find real-time pictures or video of hair follicles and nerve endings that, because they're so small, they really can't get pictures of them. And this stuff's so big you can walk up to it, so it's hard to reference something that we really don't have pictures of. I'm gonna get the GoPro out here. We've got a better gyro. All right, I get the GoPro out. It's got a better gyro. I can walk and talk. So I just showed you some. I believe these are, I'm not sure if they're hair follicles or what's going on. I do believe these are just the same thing as I was finding over in that corner though, because the segment lines on that one over there. You see it's all stuck up. Everything else is collapsed down around it. If I can find some that aren't so deteriorated. Yeah, it's so deteriorated that I can't make anything out really. This could actually just be another fabric layer that's so deteriorated, but I don't think so because of these lines the way they are. No, I don't believe so. That's the thing about this. It's so many times I'm wrong than right because this is all new stuff. I mean, trying to figure some of this stuff out is just over the top. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, and I'm gonna head further back north because I've seen some stuff coming in I think I might have time to get to. So I'm gonna head on back. There's nothing really I can. It's all so messed up here I can't really tell what's going on. It's just too deteriorated. All right, we'll go somewhere else. Well, I'm going to wrap things up as I move on away from here. We're going to head further north on up this way, and I got some great stuff I'm going to be bringing you in the next video. As you can see here, we've had hair follicles and lots of good stuff and tissue, and we're getting some really good stuff that's deeper into the creature itself. Lots of incredible tissue layers that are so close together, just mind-blowing. Incredible biology. So we'll be heading to this further up to this next part right here. I'll show you. Okay, this will be the place we'll be heading to next in part 3, and I'll actually get up on top of these eventually. Just incredible biology from the end. And also further over here to the left, there's some stuff that's absolutely phenomenal. The tissue layers are just so tight, it's just, and the colors just mind-blowing. Alright, thanks for joining me for this video we just finished up, and get ready for part 3, and it's a wild ride. Alright, God bless, bye-bye now.